This week, I decided to be confident. Not pretend confident, not fake it till you make it confident, actually confident. Whatever that means, I gave myself one rule: act like the most confident version of myself for 7 days straight. I thought I'd be walking into rooms like a movie star. Instead, I found myself sweating in the canned soup aisle of a grocery store because I made eye contact with someone for 0.4 seconds. Here's what really happened. On day one, I wore the jacket I always liked but never wore. The too much jacket. I told myself, walk in like you own the place. I walked in like I'd just stolen something. I ordered coffee with a confident tone, except my voice cracked on the word espresso. I smiled. She smiled back. Victory? Maybe. But the moment I left, I replayed the entire interaction in my head like a courtroom drama. Turns out, pretending to be confident feels exactly like being a bad actor in your own life. On day two, I overcorrected. I walked around like I was auditioning for a toothpaste commercial. Big smiles, big gestures, big awkward energy. I told a joke at work, no one laughed. But I laughed extra hard like I didn't care, which made it worse. Here's what I learned. Confidence isn't volume, it's comfort. It's not about how loud you are, it's about how still you can be in your own skin. Day 3 was weirdly humbling. I started noticing how often I shrink myself. At lunch, I usually wait for others to start conversations, but today I asked a question first. It felt like stepping off a cliff. What do you think about that new project? That's all I said. And boom, people started talking. I didn't have to be funny or smart or anything. I just had to be willing to go first. Turns out the confident person isn't always the one talking the most. It's the one who's willing to initiate, even when it's awkward. I decided to make eye contact with everyone I interacted with that day. No staring contests, just human connection. At the post office, I smiled and said, "Hi." The woman behind me said, "You're in the wrong line." So, confidence isn't always rewarded. But I didn't die. And that's progress. What surprised me was how many people responded warmly. Confidence, I realized, is permission. When you make eye contact, you're giving people permission to connect. Most are just waiting for someone else to go first. That's the theme, huh? I looked in the mirror and forced myself to say, "You're doing okay. Not you're amazing, not you're a god, just, okay, that was hard." Because here's the secret, most of us think confidence is what other people see. But really, it's the conversation we have with ourselves. The most confident people aren't always the flashiest, they're the ones who speak to themselves like a friend would. By day 6, I stopped trying to be confident, and I just started acting like someone who didn't need to prove anything. I walked into a social event. No pretending, no exaggerated gestures, just stillness. I didn't interrupt anyone. I didn't try to make everyone laugh, I asked questions, I listened. And for the first time all week, someone said, "You're really easy to talk to." That hit different. By day 7, something had shifted. I wasn't acting anymore. I'd stopped micromanaging every facial expression. I'd stopped calculating how I was coming across. Instead, I started doing the scariest thing of all, being myself. And guess what? Some people liked me. Some didn't. The world didn't end. Confidence isn't about being liked, it's about being okay if you're not. So here's what 7 days of being confident actually taught me. Confidence isn't performance, it's presence. You don't need to be louder, you need to be grounded. Going first is scary, but it unlocks connection. Confidence starts in private, with how you talk to yourself. It's not about having no fear, it's about doing the thing anyway. You don't need a confidence coach, you don't need a TED Talk, you don't even need this video. You just need to practice being slightly braver than your fear, again and again. Confidence isn't a switch, it's a muscle. And when you use it, you remember you've had it all along.